You know that feeling when you see an empty gun shelf where your dream pistol used to be? Gun owners everywhere are feeling that right now, because these 10 pistols are getting snatched up fast, discontinued, out of stock, and heading straight for collector status. Let's break down exactly what's disappearing, and why folks are losing their minds. Starting off strong with our number 10 gun, and boy, we're kicking this list off with a certified legend. Number 10. Sig P210. Alright, let me hit you with some bad news right out the gate. The Sig Sauer P210 standard is gone as it was discontinued in 2006, and the Sig is becoming a rarity. Once these things dry up, they won't be cheap coming back. This is the pistol folks used to whisper about at the gun range like it was some kind of holy relic. Why? Because shooting a P210 feels like driving a Rolls Royce. After spending your life in a pickup, everything is just that smooth. The P210 was born in Switzerland back in the 1940s, a Cold War-era masterpiece built for military accuracy. Then when Sig brought it to the US, they kept the magic but added modern touches. We're talking a full steel frame and slide, buttery smooth fitment, adding a single action-only trigger that breaks like glass at about 3.5 pounds, with the fixed barrel with sniper rifle level accuracy. To add cherry on top, an American-style mag released the Sig Sauer P210 is chambered in 9mm with an 8+1 capacity that gets the job done. And all of that precision craftsmanship? It still manages to come in at just 36.9 ounces, which, believe it or not, is downright heavy when you're talking about an all-steel pistol built like this. Production ceased due to high manufacturing costs, and the introduction of newer models like the Sig P220 Sig quietly pulled the plug on the standard model. And if you know how this game goes, that means prices are already creeping up. I'm seeing $1,100, $1,300, sometimes $1,400 if it's NIB, new in box. And give it a few years, that price tag's gonna look cheap. Pros: laser beam accuracy. Best trigger you'll feel on a 9mm. All steel construction equals built like a tank. Cons: 8+1 capacity. This ain't your Glock 17. Needs cleaning love since it's built real tight. Heavier weight. If you've ever dreamed about owning a P210, this is your last boarding call. Once the standard dries up, you'll either pay collector prices or stare at your safe wishing you hadn't waited. And speaking of guns disappearing right under your nose, wait till you see number 9, a compact .45 that's vanishing even faster. Number 9, Luger P08. Now stop what you're doing, because if there's one gun on this list that screams, "Grab me now," or stare at empty gun cases later, it's the legendary Luger P08. This is not your everyday shooter. This is the gun Indiana Jones villains carry, the pistol from old war movies, the one every collector dreams of owning. And guess what? It's disappearing and fast. The Luger P08 was built from 1900 to 1943, chambered in 9mm, with an 8-round magazine, and a barrel just under 4 inches at 3.85 inches. Weighs about 31 ounces unloaded, and it's got one of the craziest actions ever. A toggle lock system that flips open like the hood of a classic car every time you shoot. Sounds cool, right? Yeah, until you realize that's exactly why they stopped making it. It was expensive, slow to build, and way too complicated for battlefield abuse. That's why Germany replaced it with the Walther P38 during World War II. Today, the Luger P08 is long out of production. Any you see now are 80 to 100-year-old war relics. And the prices already skyrocketing. Depending on condition, history, and markings, you're looking at anywhere from $1,500 for a rough one to $3,000 plus for a clean, collectible piece. Pros: iconic design. Nothing looks like a Luger. Fantastic old-school German craftsmanship. Comfortable grip and balanced feel. Surprisingly accurate when dialed in. Pure history in your hand. Cons: not reliable for modern defensive use. Very picky with ammo. It likes the 124 grain. Controls feel weird today. Tiny little iron sights. Parts are delicate and expensive to fix. Let me be crystal clear. This isn't a gun for your nightstand. This is a safe queen, a gun to brag to your friends or something you leave to your grandkids. But if you've ever thought about owning a Luger, this is your moment. These things aren't being made anymore, and every year they get rarer and pricier because once this legend is gone, it's gone forever. And speaking of legends disappearing, wait till you see number 8. Number 8. Sturm Ruger Standard. Let me tell you something. If there was ever a gun that punched way above its weight class, it's the Ruger Standard. This little .22 pistol didn't just sell well, it built Ruger into a household name. And today, finding an original Ruger Standard in good shape, that's becoming rarer by the day. Back in 1949, Bill Ruger had a wild idea. Take inspiration from the Japanese Nambu pistol, mix in a shadow kind of like the Luger P08, and then figure out how to build it cheap, reliable, and accurate. And boy, did he pull it off. He gave us a simple little .22 caliber pistol with a 4.75-inch barrel, a 9-round mag, and a weight of just 31 ounces. The price? An absurdly affordable $37.50 when it launched. That's pocket change compared to what you'd pay for anything close to this today. And the secret sauce? Ruger used piano wire springs instead of fancy flat springs and stamped parts instead of expensive machining. Smart, simple, American genius. But here's the problem. They stopped making it. Production of the Ruger Standard ended in 1982. Ruger moved on to the Mark II, Mark III, and today's Mark IV, all excellent in their own right. But they're not this. The Standard is the original, the classic, the one that started it all, and that's why prices are climbing. A clean Standard today can easily run $400 to $700 depending on condition, age, and box candy. And folks, these aren't getting made again. Pros. Crazy reliable for a .22 super lightweight and balanced iconic old-school Luger-inspired look, perfect for target shooting, plinking, small game, a true piece of American firearms history. Cons. No slide lock, old-school mag release, bottom heel style, not as easy to take down as modern guns, parts starting to dry up. Bottom line, if you've ever wanted the gun that built Ruger, this is your moment, because once these old standards are locked away in collections, good luck ever prying one loose. And speaking of disappearing icons, wait till you see the next German-made pistol from the future that's somehow already fading into the past. Number 7. Walther P99. Alright, here's the deal. If the 90s had a dream gun, it was the Walther P99. Sleek, futuristic, carried by James Bond himself. But now, this German wonder is disappearing, quietly slipping into collector territory while everybody's busy chasing Glocks and PDPs. Launched in 1997, the Walther P99 was Germany's answer to what should a combat pistol of the future look like? And man, they nailed it. The P99 came chambered in 9mm with a barrel length of 4 inches, 15+1 capacity, and weighing just about 24 ounces unloaded. Lightweight, fast, and packed with features that were way ahead of their time. We're talking an interchangeable backstraps, first of its kind, polymer frame before it was cool, DA/SA anti-stress trigger, smooth double action, crisp single action, decocker button right on top, striker status indicator, ambi mag release built into the trigger guard, tenifer finish for crazy corrosion resistance. It wasn't just cool, it was a smart design. So why is it disappearing? Simple. Time has caught up with this legend. The striker-fired world has exploded. Guns like the Glock 19, Walther's own PPQ and PDP, and optics-ready slides became king. The P99 suddenly looked like the in-between generation nobody asked for. In 2023, Walther officially pulled the plug, dropping one last final edition and calling it a day. Today, prices for a good Walther P99 are sitting around $600 to $800, depending on the condition and model. But trust me, with production done, those numbers are only going one direction, which is up. Pros: one of the best feeling grips in the business, reliable German engineering unique DA/SA trigger with decocker lightweight and balanced collector cool factor, James Bond approved. Cons: not optics ready. DASA isn't for everyone. Harder to find parts in the future. Final edition means final. If you've ever wanted to own a true piece of 90s gun history, this is your shot. Because once these Walther P99s dry up, you'll be staring at auction sites wondering why you didn't grab one when they were everywhere. Next on our list, we have the number 6, Beretta 92X Performance. If you like your pistols big, fast, and competition-ready straight out of the box, then the Beretta 92X Performance was made for you. But here's the thing. Nobody's saying it loud enough. This beast is quietly disappearing. Beretta dropped the 92X Performance in 2019, and it wasn't just another pretty 9mm. This was a purpose-built race gun, built on a full steel Vertec frame with a heavy Brigadier slide to soak up recoil like a sponge. This gun came ready to play hardball right out of the box. It's got a 4.9-inch barrel, feeds 15+1 rounds of 9mm, and tips the scales at a hefty 47.6 ounces. Yeah, that's heavy, but in all the right ways. That extra weight keeps recoil soft and muzzle flip low, letting you run this thing like it's on rails. And the trigger? Oh man. Beretta's famous Extreme S trigger system is the real star here. You get a smooth 6 to 7 pound pull in double action, and then a crisp, clean 3-pound break in single action with a reset so short it feels like cheating. This thing was built to win matches, plain and simple. It's got front and rear slide serrations for better grip, an extended beaver tail for control, and an oversized mag release for fast reloads. Everything on this gun screams competition monster. So the question is, why is it disappearing? Simple. In 2023, Beretta launched the lighter 92X Performance Defensive, an optic-ready version built for newer shooting competitions. As a result, the big, heavy steel original is being pushed quietly into retirement. And with that, prices are holding steady around $1,300 to $1,500. But don't expect that to last when stock dries up. Pros: ridiculously accurate right out of the box, built like a tank with steel, everything amazing. DASA Extreme S trigger. Cons: heavy, nearly 3 pounds unloaded, not optic ready, harder to find every day. If you've ever wanted to own the last of Beretta's pure blood steel competition guns, this is it. Number 5, Phoenix Arms HP22A and HP25A. The Phoenix Arms HP22A and HP25A are compact, budget-friendly, semi-automatic pistols that have garnered attention for their affordability and unique features. Phoenix Arms shut their doors on December 31st, 2024. No more parts, no more factory-fresh pistols. These little pocket pistols have been around since 1991, and for good reason. The HP22A is chambered in .22 LR, perfect for plinking, target practice, or just plain fun. It's got a 3-inch vented rib barrel, a 10-round magazine, and weighs just 20 ounces. Its twin, the HP25A, fires .25 ACP with a 9-round mag and the same size and feel. Both are blowback-operated single-action pistols built on a zinc alloy frame with a steel barrel, making them super lightweight and very budget-friendly. We're talking guns that used to sell for $120 to $150 brand new. But don't let the low price fool you. These little guys packed some pretty clever features. Multiple safeties including a manual safety, magazine disconnect, firing pin block. Also comes distinctive barrel ribbing and a target kit option with a 5-inch barrel and larger grip mag for those who wanted to stretch its legs a little. Pros: extremely affordable, used to be $120 to $150. Lightweight at just 20 ounces, easy to shoot .22 LR or .25 ACP, loaded with safety features, classic pocket pistol size, great for beginners or as a backup gun. Cons: zinc alloy frame isn't as durable. Long-term blowback design means a little snappy in .25 ACP. Safety system is a bit much for some. Now discontinued, parts will get harder to find. These were never meant to be safe queens. They were fun, affordable, workhorse guns for everyday folks. But now, they're becoming collector pieces simply because the factory's gone. So if you've ever thought about snagging one of these little legends for your collection or for fun range days, this is your last real chance. Off from this twin guns to a special combat-ready gun. Number 4. FNX-45 Tactical. If you've ever wanted a 45 ACP pistol that's suppressor-ready, optics-ready, and battle-proven straight out of the box, the FNX-45 Tactical was your dream come true because bad news for folks sitting on the fence. FN has officially discontinued it. This monster was born for battle. Originally developed for the U.S. Joint Combat Pistol Program, FN took their FNP-45 Tactical, made it even better, and gave us this masterpiece. Let's break it down. We're talking a 45 ACP beast with a 5.3-inch cold hammer-forged stainless steel threaded barrel, ready for suppressors right out of the box. Capacity: 15+1 rounds of 45 ACP Thunder. Weight: 33.3 ounces empty, about 44 ounces fully loaded. This thing's a heavyweight, and that's a good thing when you're sending 45 downrange. It's got fully ambidextrous controls, mag release, safety, slide stop, on both sides. Add in the low-bore axis, interchangeable back straps, and raised 3-dot tritium night sights built to clear a suppressor. You've got a gun that feels like it was made just for you. And the trigger? Classic double-action, single-action setup. Long and heavy first pull if you want it, or crisp and light single-action follow-ups. Your choice. So, why is it disappearing? Simple. FN has moved on to newer striker-fired .45 ACP models like the FN-545 Tactical. Modern demand shifted. And just like that, the FNX-45 Tactical is slowly being buried into the history books of guns. Price-wise, brand new, these were going for around $1,300 to $1,400. But with production over, expect those numbers to start creeping up real soon. Pros: optics and suppressor ready right out of the box, 15+1 capacity in .45 ACP. That's rare, fully ambidextrous, built like an absolute tank. Cons: big and heavy for daily carry. Discontinued. Parts may get harder to find. Look, if you've ever dreamed of owning a true .45 battle pistol that's built for anything, this is your last shot. The FNX-45 Tactical wasn't just a gun, it was the gun. And pretty soon, it's going to be the one everybody wishes they bought. Number 3. Glock Gen4. Alright, let's talk about the Glock Gen4, the kind of gun that's always gotten the job done. But now it's getting rarer than a stick shift truck at a car lot. See, Glock dropped the Gen4 back in 2010, and for a long time, this thing was the go-to for everybody from cops to concealed carriers. Why? Because it just flat out worked. But here's the thing. As of 2020, Glock said, "That's all, folks." The Gen 4 line was officially discontinued to make way for their shinier, newer Gen 5 models. Whatever's left in stores or floating around online, that's all you're gonna get. What made it special? Let's break it down real simple. This thing was a shooter's dream. This little workhorse came chambered in good old 9mm Luger, the caliber that just about everybody loves to feed their gun. The barrel? A sweet and balanced 4.01 inches, long enough to shoot straight, short enough to carry all day without feeling like you've got a sword down your pants. The overall length stretches to 7.36 inches, which means it's big enough to handle business, but not so big it prints like crazy under a t-shirt. And the weight? A slim 23.65 ounces unloaded, light enough to forget it's there, heavy enough to tame that recoil just right. Oh, and capacity? Classic Glock style, 15+1 rounds ready to roll, because running out of ammo is not a Glock thing. And that trigger? Glock's famous safe action system. Simple, clean, and about a 5.5-pound pull that's as reliable as your favorite old hammer. But what really sets Gen 4 apart is its modular back straps, dual recoil spring, and a reversible mag catch. Lefties, you were finally invited to the party. So why is it disappearing? Simple. Glock moved on. The Gen 5 brought better barrels, no finger grooves, and a little extra polish. And like any good car company, Glock made room by parking the Gen 4 in retirement. Pros: legendary reliability, customizable grip fit. Soft shooter for a Glock, great for carry or home defense. Cons: discontinued. Parts might get tricky. Doesn't have newer Gen 5 features like ambi-slide release, finger grooves. You either loved them or hated them. Number 2. Smith & Wesson M&P Shield .45 ACP. This gun is one of the meanest little carry guns that's quietly disappearing while nobody's paying attention. This thing didn't show up to win beauty contests. No sir, it showed up to punch way above its weight class. Think of it like stuffing a V8 engine inside a go-kart. Small gun, big boom. Introduced around 2016, the Shield .45 ACP gave folks exactly what they didn't know they needed. A tiny, concealable pistol that spits out big fat 45 ACP rounds without needing to wear cargo pants or a tactical vest. Specs? Oh, this little beast comes with a 3.3-inch stainless steel barrel with Armor Knight finish, because nobody likes rust. It's chambered in 45 ACP, holds 6+1 or 7+1 rounds depending on which magazine you run, and weighs just 22.7 ounces unloaded. That's it. That's the lightweight heavyweight champ of the concealed carry world. Width? A skinny 0.99 inches, slimmer than your wallet after a trip to the gun store. So why is it disappearing? Smith & Wesson decided to focus on their newer Shield Plus line, mostly in 9mm. Because let's face it, that's what the market wanted. Meanwhile, the .45 ACP Shield quietly kicked to the curb around 2021, and with production stopped, you know what's next. Prices are starting to crawl north. You used to find these for around $400 to $450. Now, if you see one in new condition, snag it, because they're not sticking around long. Pros: insanely compact for a 45 ACP lightweight at just 22.7 ounces. Comes with flush 6-round mag and extended 7-round mag. Aggressive grip texture. Won't slip even if your hands do. Reliable, simple, easy to carry. Cons: limited mag capacity. Snappy recoil. Hey, it's a tiny .45. Harder to find parts down the road. Now, on to our last gun on this list. Number 1. Ruger SR Series. Back in 2007, Ruger looked at the striker-fired market, dominated by Glock and others, and said, yeah, we can do that, but let's make it thinner, safer, and affordable for regular folks. And that's exactly what the SR Series was. We're talking about the SR9, SR40, SR45, full-size and compact models, covering all your favorite calibers. But let's break down the classic SR9, because that's the one that built the hype. It's chambered in 9mm with a 4.14-inch barrel, right in that sweet spot for carry and control. Overall length? 7.55 inches. Not too big, not too small. And the weight? 26.5 ounces empty. Perfect middle ground. Capacity? Oh yeah, 17+1 rounds. That's plenty of party favors for any situation. And here's what folks loved about it. It was crazy slim for a double-stack pistol, just 1.18 inches wide. That's thinner than a lot of single stacks out there, but still packing a full 17+1 rounds of 9mm. The safety? Oh, Ruger went all out like a mom strapping her kid into a car seat. You've got an ambidextrous manual safety on both sides, a loaded chamber indicator to tell you exactly what's going on, and a firing pin block to make sure it only goes bang when you mean it. On top of that, they threw in a reversible backstrap, flat or arched, so whether you've got bare paws or skinny fingers, this gun felt right. And just to sweeten the deal, a full Picatinny rail under the barrel for your lights, lasers, or whatever tactical toys you like to bolt onto your blaster. So why is it disappearing? Around 2017, Ruger decided to push their newer guns, the American Pistol and the Security 9, into the spotlight, and the SR series quietly phased out. By 2019, it vanished from Ruger's website. Now, these are getting harder to find, and prices are sneaking up around $400 to $500. It's cost-effective when you can find one. Pros: reliable and durable slim for a double-stack safety-loaded design, great ergonomics. The gun is cost-friendly. Cons: no longer in production, less aftermarket parts compared to Glocks missing some modern upgrades. Now, as we wrap up, all I can say is if this list didn't light a fire under you, I don't know what will. Guns like these don't wait around forever, and neither should you. Smash that subscribe button and don't forget to like our videos. Also, let the Guns Warehouse channel be your early warning system before the next legend disappears right under your nose. Thank you.